If you're choosing a secure, affordable cloud host with 100% uptime reliability, Vultr or Linode might seem like the safe, smart choices. But choosing wrong here is where the real risk creeps in. After months of thoroughly running real workloads on both, I found one critical gap in security and resilience that could leave your data exposed. So let's break down Vultr versus Linode so you don't make this cloud hosting mistake. Now, let's get straight to the heart of this Vultr versus Linode comparison. The truth is, they're built for different kinds of users, right? And it all comes down to your priorities. Vultr is engineered for performance and global scale. Its biggest strength is in raw speed, in this massive worldwide network that they have, and it's a focus on giving developers and businesses a powerful, customizable foundation for their business, right? It's for people who want to deploy fast, to scale without limits, and to have fine-grained control as well. Think of it as the high-performance engine for demanding applications. But don't just take my word or their marketing claims for it, right? Don't just trust an individual or a single video. Do your own research, but also listen to this. Here's some reviews and some comments that a bunch of long-term Vultr cloud hosting platform users have said, and their feedback on Vultr's reliability is a constant theme that I've found. So I came across a bunch of commenters, but here's a user who's been with Vultr for over 7 years, according to them, building enterprise applications that whole time. So he says that Vultr was the best choice due to its quick setup, predictable costs compared to giants like AWS, and the fact that he never felt the need to switch, even with complex regulatory needs. He highlighted that he's had no issues and is an extremely happy customer. Okay. Another user mentioned using Vultrs for years to host everything from simple web stacks to game servers. He praised how he can go from buying a domain to having a secure server up and running in like under 10 minutes, calling the process super easy and unbeatable for the price. So yeah, this matches my own experience pretty well. Vultr is fast, it's transparent, and it gives you that confidence that your infrastructure is on solid global foundation, right? On the other hand, Linode, right, so recently acquired by Akamai, has built a strong reputation on being developer-friendly and stable. It's a solid choice if you want a reliable, no-fuss environment, especially for the standard web apps or if you're just getting started. So for Linode, users often more so praise the clean interface and helpful support than I've seen in the other, right? Because I think the interfaces are really where people comment most and they give feedback on like, oh, I don't like the look or I like it how it used to be because that's what often updates the most. But people also, often talk about tools and how they use these platforms and their results, their business, their profitability. And during my deep dive into these cloud hosting platforms, I came across a review calling Linode a genuinely awesome cloud platform with insane network performance and great DDoS protection. So that's a great strength. It's good to know, and his experience gives you confidence, right? I mean, Linode has a loyal following for a reason. But when you stack these two up, right, Vultr versus Linode becomes a question of foundational priority and like what your philosophy is with using tools. So if your top need is a robust, secure, high-performance global platform that grows with you, Vultr is designed for that. It puts on a massive upfront emphasis on security and compliance as a core feature. It's fast, it has depth. And this is crucial. Like, Linode is really reliable, but I think Vultr is built with the mindset of an enterprise from the ground up. It's built for expanding businesses and for the options to do that. And it offers all these built-in tools for more complex security needs right out of the gate too. And to better justify what you're actually signing up for, I had to test all the major features on both hosting platforms just to make sure I understood what each delivers, right? And the gaps in depth and forward-thinking tools, I think became pretty clear the more I used both of them. They really are different beasts, right? So Vultr's biggest advantage is how it bundles enterprise-grade features into an accessible platform. It's not just about renting a server, right? It's about getting a complete secure cloud toolkit. So let's start with the non-negotiable, right? Security and compliance. Everything should have this and have this down easily. And I think this is where Vultr and Linode take a sharp turn. Like, this comparison gets interesting because Vultr has a dedicated security framework like designed into its DNA. They provide detailed data sheets on compliance for standards like HIPAA, SOC 2, ISO 27001, and PCI DSS. So this means that if you're in healthcare, finance, or you handle any kind of sensitive data, Vultr gives you all of the built-in controls and documentation to meet those strict regulations. It's peace of mind that you can't put a price on when it's necessary. Then there's the global latency network. Vultr operates in over 30 locations worldwide, and they back it with 100% uptime SLA on their network. It deploys apps in multiple regions, and the consistency is pretty impressive. So whether you need a content delivery network, global load balancing, or private connections to other clouds, Vultr's networking is robust and reliable. It's built for speed at a global scale, the way it can manage that. Now, for developers and engineers watching, I think this is where it gets exciting because Vultr's marketplace and specialized compute options are a huge edge. Take cloud GPU instances. So Vultr offers a wide range of GPU options for AI, machine learning, and 3D rendering. So it's a lot, but I definitely recommend looking into it. I tested one for a video rendering project, and the performance per dollar was noticeably better than what I've seen on other generalized cloud platforms. So you get a lot more for the data, right? They even have a pre-configured open cluster manager in the marketplace that uses Terraform and Ansible to spin up entire GPU clusters with monitoring tools like Grafana and Slurm already set up. That is hours of DevOps work saved instantly. For more everyday use, tools like a web app, marketplace application that they have are really genius. It's a virtual desktop in your browser with GPU acceleration for design software or for light gaming. And they also have the Broadcaster app, which is this cloud-hosted OBS studio for streaming. So these aren't just servers. They're complete, ready-to-use solutions for you to plug in your desires. A feature I personally rely on is how they handle trusted device security. Like, if you don't use two-factor authentication, though you absolutely should, this adds a simple email check for logins from new devices. It's a small touch that shows that they're thinking about real-world security, right? And in an era where cloud bills are skyrocketing, Vultr listened with the introduction of Vultr's VX1 cloud compute. They engineered the VX1 specifically to deliver maximum performance per dollar for core workloads. And I think the numbers speak for themselves. Vultr claims these new enterprise-grade servers can deliver up to 82% more performance per dollar compared to the more cost-effective plans from the giant hyperscalers like the other companies. And it actually says up to 33% greater cost-effectiveness per vCPU. That's virtual computing processing unit. All without compromising on the reliability or security that they're known for. And for modern app development, Vultr Kubernetes engine also integrates seamlessly with identity providers like Okta for secure, centralized logins. This level of enterprise integration is typically found in much more expensive platforms. But does all of this work in the real world? Do their claims kind of actually come out and show themselves? Well, I think based on my own experience and based on these user reviews, they suggest that it does. One user here with over a decade on Vultr said he's had almost 100% uptime and no fuss with highly competent support. Another mentioned using Vultr for over a decade and has had no problems with them at all. He highlighted that the services are stable and very reliable. Over on Reddit, when someone asked for opinions on Vultr, the sentiment was also overwhelmingly positive. One user replied that he uses Vultr for a couple of WP sites. He praised its speed and reliability, stating that he's had no complaints so far. Another user also replied, detailing how he chose Vultr over other competitors like DigitalOcean because of a better offering, but ranked them equally on hardware and stability, though calling Vultr's support fast and responsive. And finally, to get back to our other option here, you might have noticed that I have somewhat of a bias here, but Linode has its strengths, right? Their cloud computing portability page talks about avoiding vendor lock-in with open standards, which is a great philosophy to have. Their dashboard is famously clean, and their support gets consistent praise for their effectiveness and their speed. For straightforward virtual servers, these are a proven and reliable choice, and I didn't see too many negative things about it, but we'll get into that. But when you compare the feature sets head-to-head in this Vultr versus Linode matchup, I just think Vultr offers more depth. Like, Linode gives you a great, reliable server. Vultr gives you a server plus a full suite of advanced networking, security, GPU, and marketplace solutions that feel built for what's next. But of course, neither of these platforms is perfect. So to make the best choice in your Vultr versus Linode decision, you need to know the potential downsides. For Vultr, I did come across a concerning review where a user said that their account was actually banned after a day and a small charge wasn't refunded, citing KYC issues. So I think this is a bit serious. In my own research and experience, it does seem to be rare but strict enforcement of their fraud prevention, but no one wants this to happen to them, right? Just the key takeaway is to ensure your account information is accurate and complete from the start. Don't run into any issues by putting something in accidentally wrong, right? For most legitimate users, It's not really an issue, just be cautious, but it is a reminder to use those clear, verifiable details, and you'll be fine. Now, with Linode, the downsides I found were more operational. I saw multiple reports, including one user who experienced a 22-hour downtime and said that it ruined their business's reputation. I don't know if they're exaggerating or not, but I wouldn't want any outages either. Another reported an 18-hour outage. So extended downtime like this it can be considered a critical failure for any hosting provider. While outages can happen anywhere, multiple reports of very long downtime events are a significant red flag. It challenges the core promise of reliability, but take your own research into account. Don't just take my word for it. Look into it. All right. Finally, when it comes to pricing, Vultr positions itself as a high-value platform. And for the enterprise-grade security, the global network, and the advanced features like GPU instances and managed Kubernetes, I find the pricing is highly competitive, but you're getting the capabilities that are often found only in premium tier services, and it's not that high. But if you want to get the absolute latest rates and potentially any available discounts to save the most amount of money, make sure to check the link that I've left in the description below. I'll try to keep it updated so that you can make the best decision for your budget, and feel free to explore and look around. And for me, after months of testing this, where does this Linode versus Vultr battle leave us, right? So if your goal is to build on a foundation that prioritizes enterprise-grade security, it offers blistering global performance and speed, and it provides a full suite of advanced tools for AI, for streaming, or complex applications, then Vultr is the clear platform of choice in this comparison. I know I've made that kind of obvious, but I think it really delivers the power and the features of top-tier clouds without the added complexity and cost, making it, I think, the smarter choice for developers and businesses that are serious about scaling securely. So to get started with Vultr and to see any current offers, use that link in the description below.